What's up, everybody? I'm back, and I'm with Josh Colello, the head wrestling coach here at Southside MMA. Josh, how are you, man?
Good, man. Really good. Good to have you here, man.
Dude, so you're also purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite submission?
Favorite submission? Probably an arm bar.
Arm bar?
Just because I can get to that position very well. I'm not super good at it. I'm not super good at jiu-jitsu at all, but
You're good on top.
yeah, good on top. I'm good at baiting people into wrestling me.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I get it. 100%, I get it. That's awesome. So, okay, so you're doing your jiu-jitsu. You're obviously doing wrestling. Are you striking?
Yeah, so I actually just started striking maybe a month ago because we have a bunch of fighters coming in the gym, and I have to learn the game if I want to coach fighters. Yeah, I can teach wrestling, but wrestling for MMA is completely different. I mean, once you get your hands on someone, it's pretty much the same.
Yep.
But bridging that gap from striking to wrestling is a whole different ballgame. So in order to be able to coach, I have to learn how to strike.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were telling me earlier, sorry, I'm so excited about this. You were telling me earlier about what you're learning right now and like a recent conversation you had with your coach about your stance. And I'm curious, other wrestlers out there, because just listen. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so in striking, your power hand's in the back. So, if you're right-handed, you lead with your left leg.
Yeah.
As a grappler, as a wrestler, we always lead with our dominant side, right? So wrestling my whole life, I've always led with my right leg. So fighting with my left leg forward, my hands might move well, but my feet are not in sync at all. With my left leg forward, it feels super awkward. So within the last week, actually, I made so much headway fighting in a regular stance, and Sammy, the Muay Thai coach, switched my stance. So now I'm fighting southpaw because my feet move a lot better. So yeah, and it'll help me. I won't have to switch stances when I go to take a shot or wrestle and stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
How many of you wrestlers out there, is this your journey? Well, I mean, that was verbatim what happened to me. My coach, he told me I sucked. He's like, bro, we're not going to teach you that way. Just stand southpaw.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's good. I mean, I'm not going to be like, I don't think I'm going to be a super high level striker. I mean, I'm going to try to be, but, as long as I can move and keep people at bay with my hands and get to my wrestling, I'll be all right. So,
I think when I moved out here, because like I had a boxing coach, and I've always had pretty decent boxing, he made me have decent boxing, taught me how to hit with my left hand, right? Because I didn't know how to use it.
right.
Yeah. The first couple years of my MMA career was like all right-handed, throwing hooks and uppercuts and jabs into shots.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm a baby in striking. Like I said, I literally just started a month ago, so I'm terrible. But it's super cool. Like, I was telling you earlier, like, we have these high-level MMA guys come into my wrestling class, and I beat them up pretty good. So it's nice to let them get their revenge. I come in to the MMA or the striking class, and they beat me up a little bit. So it's good, and I think it builds a little respect. They see that I'm humble enough to come in and get my ass whooped a little bit. So it's good, man. It's real good.
Well, dude, like that's the thing about martial arts. Like that's what's cool about it. That's what keeps us all around.
Yeah.
Because we ain't getting rich,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
But we stay around because like it's that bond, that brotherhood you do build from, beating the shit out of each other.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's one of those things, right? That like, that'll definitely make your fighters respect you, and it's a great show of like camaraderie as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
because like if you're just teaching wrestling, like you said, like there's so much in my wrestling that I have never brought into MMA,
Right.
purely because the positions don't really allow for it, right?
Exactly. And like You know, before when I coached pure wrestling in the States, and here, like, no one's strapping a singlet on and going to a wrestling tournament,
Yep.
you know? So maybe 2 or 3 years before I came over here, I started training jiu-jitsu, and I started learning what positions work in jiu-jitsu, you know? So I started gearing my coaching towards jiu-jitsu guys. And now, coaching MMA guys, I have to tweak it a little more because, you know, some grappling positions aren't going to work, you know, when someone can punch you in the face. So,
Yep.
same thing, you know, I have to do it if I want to be a high-level coach. I have to learn the positions that work, and, yeah, tailor that game, you know. So,
Well, I mean, you know, you're definitely in an excellent place to grow that. Because, like, when I came over here, I noticed a lot of the stuff I used to use, and I used to use it against high-level fighters in America.
Yeah.
Didn't work over here. It just, the movement was different.
right.
Right? So, because their striking is a different kind of striking, like, dude, it's just going to expand you so much
Yeah.
more. Like, it's a great place to learn, and then especially you guys have high-level dudes
Yeah.
coming in here.
Yeah.
Like Phil Hawes was here the other day.
Yeah. Phil trains with us pretty regularly. He's here every day for something, whether it's jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA. So yeah, it's cool. Maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, we had Marvin Vittori in. So we do get big name guys in here, and you know, they're not just coming in and leaving. They're coming in and they're finding value here, and they're training here. When we first started, we didn't have the partners here for these guys, and now we do. And even if we do have a light day, all our coaches are scrapping with them. So
Yeah.
if you show up, and I mean, it's not like this anymore, but let's say there's no one on the mat. Well, you have 3 coaches that are in shape and, you
Yep.
know, can push these guys. So, yeah, it's awesome, man. It's nice to have, you know, to brush shoulders with these guys that have been there, done that. And, you know, one thing about all these guys I see is they're all super humble, man. Like, they're all still learning, you know. Phil Halls comes to my wrestling classes. He was a high-level wrestler at Iowa State, you know what I mean? A lot better than me. And he's picking my brain the whole class. Hey, what are you doing here? Where are you putting your hand, you know? So it's humbling to see these guys that you look up to, and, you know, they're super humble. They're still learning. They're still students of the sport, you know? So, yeah.
That's fucking
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Man.
it is cool.
All right, dip.
Oh, yeah.
What-
Yeah. So,
Where do you get your dip?
so when I first got here, I was losing my mind because I had no idea where to get it, but I found a company called Siam Snooze out of Bangkok. You can order online. They sell long cut, pouches, anything you could want. It's not the same as back home, but you get used to it. Actually, too, my parents came like 3 weeks ago. My dad brought me like a suitcase full of Copenhagen wintergreen, so I was super happy about that. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
a true wrestler through and through.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone in Asia, like, no one knows what I'm doing. People are like, what's going on, man? Did you just put dirt in your mouth? You know? So, yeah. It's disgusting. I should probably stop, but, yeah, we're still going strong. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so what about food? What's your favorite food? The
My
most
favorite
important
food?
thing.
I'll be honest with you. I learned to really like Thai food because it's cheap. I find a lot of guys come over here, especially fighters, and they're broke, and, you know, they're super picky with what they eat. They end up spending all their money on food. So I learned how to eat Thai food pretty well. My wife's Thai. She's from Isan, so I can eat spicy and stuff now, you know.
Nice.
I like Isan food. Lab
Yeah.
moo, sticky rice,
Yep.
salted eggs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There you go. So
Yeah.
keep it local.
Thai food all day. And then once a week, like maybe on a Saturday, I'm like, man, I need a burger or something. I'll go out and get something nice, get some Western meal. But
Yeah.
for the most part, just Thai food all day. It's a little rice heavy if you're trying to, you know, keep the pounds off. But
Are you trying?
at the moment now, yeah, I am trying to lose a little weight. I just feel like I'm carrying around a little bit too much, especially now with all these fighters in here. You know, I want to be a little more nimble. I want
Yeah.
to be able to I can go with these guys, but
Need to
I
get
feel
in
like I'll
shape.
be a little better if I lose some weight. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, when we were just playing, doing the warm up game,
Yeah.
oh, I was fucking dying.
Oh, I know.
It
I
was
haven't
like,
been
nah.
I haven't been in a gi in like 3 months, and it's different. Like grapple. I mean, wrestling's tough. Don't get me wrong, but like you're a wrestler, right? You can wrestle efficiently. Like you're
Yeah.
smart enough that you don't have to like kill yourself wrestling. You know. When you have clothes on and people are yanking on your clothes, it's different, man. I figured it out today. I'm like, man, I'm not in, like, I haven't trained in the gi in so long. I'm so inefficient. You know, I was dying today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there. I need to really make doing gi one of my like daily routines.
Yeah. Agreed. And it's super cerebral. Like, yeah, I'm a purple belt, and I'm pretty damn good in the gi. But like I said, I haven't trained for 3 months, so I'm just like, today I caught myself thinking every position I'm thinking, and I'm training with black belts and brown belts, and usually you don't have time to think. Usually if you're thinking a little too long, they're going to start advancing. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to get back in the gi for sure.
Yeah, it's good, and especially it takes the heat to the new level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wearing pajamas in this heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets you for sure.
Well, Josh, so now you're cross training everything,
Yeah.
and
And
I mean, come on. If you're cross training everything,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna do
So I get
a little
this-
something, right?
yeah, I get this question every day. Are you going to fight MMA? I think eventually I'll do a fight or two, maybe more. So growing up, I wrestled, and I really had something inside me that wanted to be the best, you know. And so I trained my ass off, you know, and I worked you're a wrestler, like I worked my ass off since I was 6 years old, like training like a grown man, you know.
Yeah.
And now I'm here, I'm coaching, and yes, I'm learning MMA. I'm learning the whole game because I want to coach. So that's like on the forefront of my mind. But yeah, if I feel the same fire, if I start getting good at my striking and I'm starting to go with these guys and I'm like, man, I think I can do this, and it starts coming from within and I really feel that fire, I'll definitely do it. But as of right now, I'm just training to coach, you
That's
know?
good.
Because I'm a firm believer, like, if you're going to do something, you
it.
better go 100%, especially when the consequences are getting knocked out, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I'm going to train for it, I'm gonna train hard, you know, if
Yeah.
I'm going to fight. So it's not off the table at all, but right now I'm just
Different mission.
super fun. Different mission, super fun learning, you know. We have all these guys coming in, and, you know, I make money by coaching. So
Yeah.
that's like my main thing right now. I need to learn how to coach these guys and stuff. But yeah, it's not out of the cards at all. I'm only 25, you know, so
Yeah.
still have time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have time.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, like now, you know, this knee right now is better than this knee. That's
Right.
where I'm at. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like
right.
this one's not so okay. This one's okay.
Yeah, right.
Like this one's worse than this one.
Yeah.
But they're both bad.
Yeah, right.
How are you feeling?
My body, honestly, is pretty good. Wrestling, I got some shoulder problems, like torn labrums and stuff I never got fixed. So if I don't stay on top of them, like if I don't do my rehab, if I don't ice them, they'll start to bother me. But yeah, I'm able-bodied, man. I'm good.
Nice.
I'm solid. I try to stay on top of like all my injuries and stuff. My legs are fine. They're wood to knock on. My knees are good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm good.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, but like you said, right now the mission is be a good coach.
Yeah,
learn
be the
how
best,
to coach.
the best coach in
Yeah.
Thailand, best wrestling coach in Thailand. That's my goal.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go, guys. He wants to be the best wrestling coach in Thailand. And dude, I mean, if you, like as you said, you're making yourself a student to the other classes.
Yeah.
If you're doing that and like that becomes your mission, like it is. It's just time and energy that you put in, and it's gonna make everything so much better.
Exactly.
So that's awesome, dude.
Exactly.
And especially here, like the market is pretty wide open for a good wrestling coach.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's not much wrestling here. I mean, you have the Hickmans and Bang Tao, and on my radar, that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? the Hickmans built an awesome brand for themselves. You know, they're traveling with fighters, going to coach in the UFC and stuff. But yeah, other than them, there's really there's me. You know what I mean? And I believe in myself a lot. Everyone who comes into my classes, they always come back. You know, I have some guys in from Australia that have been trained from Absolute. They've been training with this Russian guy in Australia for a while. They're damn good wrestlers, and they never, traditionally wrestled. They've been sticking with me. They've been coming back and wrestling with me. So, yeah, just building it up, building my name. I know I'm good at it. So I know when people come into my class, it's going to show what it is. You know what I mean? It's going to stand for itself.
What times and days?
Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday and Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. And then Friday, we do a competition class here from 6 to 7 p.m. And the wrestling classes are more tailored to fighters and jiu-jitsu guys. So some days we'll do like traditional, one guy will start on top with like a body lock, right? And you got to get to your feet and get away.
Got it.
Some, a lot of positional sparring. Some days we'll just wrestle on our feet, But
yep.
Yeah, the biggest thing, like, I think with American wrestlers, and this, is like we can wrestle on the mat. When I started doing jiu-jitsu, especially over here, people are like, you're a wrestler, man. And I'm crab riding people, I'm sticking on their backs and stuff. I didn't even know what a seatbelt was. I was just collecting a wrist, claw,
Just doing what we do,
controlling. Exactly, controlling. And that's the difference when, Russians, Iranians, all great wrestlers, when they get to the ground with MMA, jiu-jitsu and stuff, it's a different game for them. For us, we've been doing it our whole life. You know what I mean? We've been controlling people, so that's what fighters want. That's what jiu-jitsu guys want. They want that control. They want to know how to get back to their feet. They want to learn hand control, So I teach it all. I teach them how to do switches, Granby rolls, all that stuff. So
yeah, and Granby's learning to roll under like that is super important for even submission attempts later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that you're down here, and that, especially you hooked up with Southside, so it's an excellent, your business partner here.
Yeah.
So, like, it's excellent that you guys have, like, come together, because last time I saw you, you're coaching, I think you just moved here.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, it's excellent that you guys got together.
I was training, I was actually training jiu-jitsu when I first got here. Started coaching at a gi school, coaching wrestling, but there's really not much room, man, at a gi school for a wrestling coach. It's like, it helps and all that, but it's nice. I was telling you earlier, like, it's nice to coach guys that want to learn, are gonna fight, are gonna use my stuff, and want to scrap. It's different. So
yeah, because the wrestling, like, really the style of wrestling that you get, like the American, folk style wrestling, and then going up through university, like, it is very much a takedown and control.
Yeah.
Like, while if you do the Greco-Roman or the freestyle, that's a takedown and don't get turned.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like two completely different styles, which you're right, it translates really well into MMA.
Exactly. Get on top, stay on top. You know what I mean?
Well, that and we get the transition period.
Yeah.
Because a boxer can outbox you, or a Muay Thai striker can outstrike you. But that point between him, that clinch and the ground, like, we're kings.
Exactly. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
We can scramble.
Yep.
That's the thing, too, is, like, sometimes, in American wrestling, you have the freedom to roll to your back to scramble, right?
Yeah.
In Greco-Roman freestyle, if you roll to your back in a scramble situation, you're giving up 2 points.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we can get a little funky. You have, like, Ben Askren made that whole sequence and that move famous, the funk. But it's true. Like, we can get scrambly. We can do Granby rolls.
Yep.
And there's no back points in MMA, so
it
it translates
matter,
very well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, okay, the cage is over there. Where's your favorite place to take somebody down?
On the wall of the cage, baby.
Yeah. The wall of the cage.
That's the biggest
and you just
thing.
Smush them.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing is, like, when I first started doing the MMA classes, is like, even if this guy doesn't know wrestling, like, if you're slippery, you're sweating, if you got all this space, man, and you get your hands on them, they can just punch their way out of it or something.
Yeah.
If you get against the cage, game over. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So,
Just-
so yeah, learning how to, and you know, I've been watching a lot of stuff on like wall wrestling and stuff. It's as a wrestler, it's exactly what I would do
Yes.
if I was wrestling someone on a wall. There's no like
pretty
tricks
logical.
or nothing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would think to do. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So I got that game down. Like I said, man, it's just bridging the gap between this and wrestling. So
Yep. And you're in a great place to do it.
yeah, for sure. And DJ, our
Yeah.
MMA coach, he's a former wrestler as well.
Yep.
So
And a world champion jiu-jitsu black belt.
So
Yeah.
you know, also another American, but yeah, he gives me a lot of good advice because you know, he's done the same thing that I'm trying to do. He was an MMA fighter,
Yep.
former wrestler. You know, he's a lot more jiu-jitsu heavy now. You know, I mean, the freaking world champ, but yeah, a lot more jiu-jitsu heavy. I'm a lot more wrestling heavy, but yeah, he's showing me a lot of things that work for me well. So
Yep.
it's good, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, Josh, it's
Bro.
excellent to talk to you, man. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And I'll have to come down to a wrestling class and
Yeah,
see.
for sure.
And I am looking forward to punching you in MMA, just so
Okay.
you know.
Awesome, bro.
Anyways,
man.
thank you
Been a
also.
pleasure.
Yep.
Awesome, bro. Thank you.